My name is DL Siegel. I am the playwright for Like the Last. I am so excited to be bringing this play to the Ivoryton Festival in just a few weeks. A little about me. I am a born and raised New Yorker, currently living in Brooklyn, New York. I have a corgi named Sancho Panza, Sancho for short. He's almost 10 years old. He is the scampiest little thing you've ever seen. Unfortunately, he will not be coming to Connecticut with me, but you may or may not hear him on this recording as a bonus. So, Like the Last is the story of Kokoro, a woman who has a really dark family history. All of the women in her family have died before age 30. So at 29, Kokoro has a lot of thinking to do, and she has decided to try to live every day like her last. It's a play about embracing joy, embracing adventure, and finding out what really means something to us when time is limited. I've always been a writer, I think, since before I could physically write things down. My parents used to take notes for me and jot my stories into little notebooks on car rides when I was really small. I've always expressed myself best in writing. And when I discovered that playwriting was a thing in high school, I started and just never stopped. I think it's such a beautiful medium for expression. I love that every time my plays go up, they are going to look just a little different than they were in my head, but that there's always an opportunity to do them over. So it's a medium where there's never just one shot to see your work. You get to watch different actors and different directors and different theaters come up with different ways to tell your story, and I think that's really beautiful and really motivating, and that's why plays have become the way I express myself most clearly. Like the Last came to me for a number of reasons. I think all of us can relate to that feeling of being on the cusp of a different era, of a different piece of our adulthood, and it gets, I think, especially scary if we feel like we are entering into something that we don't have a model for, that we don't have a family history for, that we haven't seen done well. The play came from a desire to really explore what we might do with our ambitions and our heart if we were hyper aware of our mortality. So there's definitely a little bit of myself in Kokoro. I think there's a little bit of myself in most of the characters in this piece, and I hope that you'll see yourselves in her too. I am so looking forward to being live in person with so many theater makers. The last few years, of course, have just been so tragically disparate in terms of how we create. The number of hours I've spent on Zoom with directors and actors and producers over time has been really hard. I think theater managed to stay alive during COVID, but it had to fracture itself in really painful and uncomfortable ways. I'm so excited to be back in person with all the folks in this festival and to really have a few days to just dive into the material. I've never done this before, this really contracted rehearsal period on site with all of the performers, and I'm so excited to see how that goes. I'm also so excited to connect with the other writers in this festival and just to be around strong female voices for a few days.